Welcome to Code Cradle. Today we are going to learn Git most asked interview questions and answers. So first one, what is Git and how does it differ from other version control systems? So Git is a distributed version control system that allows multiple developers to collaborate on a project. Unlike centralized VCS, Git stores the entire history of the project locally. Explain the difference between git clone, pull and fetch. Git clone creates a local copy of a remote repository. Git pull fetches changes from the remote repository and merges them into the current branch. Git fetch fetches the changes from the remote repository but does not merge them. What is a Git repository? A Git repository is a data structure that stores metadata for a project. Includes files, directories, commit history, branches, and tags. It allows developers to track changes, collaborate, and manage versions of their code. What is Git commit? A Git commit is a snapshot of changes made to the repository at a specific point in time. It includes a unique identifier, author, timestamp, and a message describing the changes. What is a Git branch? Git branch is a lightweight movable pointer to a commit. It allows developer to work on new features or bug fixes without affecting the main code base. Branches can be merged or deleted once their purpose is served. What is a Git merge? Git merge combines changes from one branch into another. It creates a new commit that incorporates the changes from the specified branch into the current branch. What is Git conflict? A Git conflict occurs when two or more branches have made changes to the same part of a file and Git is unable to automatically merge the changes. Resolve conflict involves manually editing the affected files to reconcile the differences. What is a Git remote? A Git remote is a reference to a repository hosted on a server. It allows developers to interact with the repository, fetch changes, and push commits. Explain Git branching strategies like Gitflow and GitHub Flow. Gitflow is a branching model that defines a strict branching strategy with a long-lived branches for a development, release, and hotfixes. GitHub Flow is a simpler approach with short-lived branches focused on continuous delivery. How do you revert a commit in Git? You can revert a commit in Git by using a git revert command followed by the commit hash you want to revert. This creates a new commit that undergoes the changes introduced by the specified commit. You are working on a new feature in a separate branch called feature X. Your team decide to change its priority. How would you put your current changes on hold and switch to another task on a new branch? To put our changes on hold in a feature X and switch to another task, I would first save our changes using a git stash. Then I would create a new branch for the new task from the appropriate base branch using git checkout -b new branch name. After completing the urgent task, I can return to feature X and apply the stashed changes with git stash pop. You are trying to merge your branch feature Y into a main branch, but you encountered a merge conflict in the file abc.java. How would you resolve this conflict? When I encounter a merge conflict in abc.java while merging feature Y into the main branch, I open the file and manually resolve the conflict by choosing the correct changes. After resolving the conflict, I add the resolved file to the staging area using a git add abc.java and then complete the merge by committing the changes. Your future branch is several commits behind the main branch. Explain how would you use git rebase to bring your branch up to date with main. To update our branch with latest changes from the main branch, I use a git rebase main while the other feature branch. This moves our branch changes on top of the most recent commit on the main branch, keeping the project history cleaner. You are in the middle of the developing feature when an urgent bug fix to be addressed, but you are not ready to commit your changes. How would you temporarily store your uncommitted changes and retrieve them later? To handle an urgent bug fix, Fix while in the middle of the development. I use a git stash to temporarily store our uncommitted changes. After fixing the bug, I retrieve the stashed changes using git stash pop, allowing us to continue where we left off. After deploying a recent change, you realize it has caused a significant issue. How would you revert the last commit in your repository while ensuring the change is also removed from the history? To revert the last commit and remove it from the history after a problematic deployment, I use git reset --hard. This command undergo the last commit, resetting the head to the previous commit, and the changes are discarded, ensuring the history reflects this correction.